Chapter 153, Conversation with Kuro. Ooh. It became dark before I reached the mountains because I advanced while appraising every single thing in the surroundings. Well, after all, the appraisal result in the labyrinth is wall of labyrinth, or floor of labyrinth. It's amazingly fresh that appraisal result of everything that I see is displayed properly. If I intend to run, I can reach the mountain immediately, but when I appraise various things like the grass that grows around here instinctively, it took much longer than I thought. I even appraised something like the weed in detail. Among that, there was a thing that its flower becomes the material of medicine, but unfortunately the flower didn't bloom. It looks like it didn't bloom seasonally. Well, however, I was surprised that there was a name properly in such grass that has no special use. Although, I thought that everything will show up as weed because it's appraisal-san, but the name is separated in detail. Well, come to think of it, even if the weed is said in one word, it has various kinds after all. To say such thing is the same weed, is all the same weed is like saying that the pig and the wild boar are the same. When I kept appraising the flowers while thinking about pointless things, it became dark. Well, it's not travel to hurry. Although I should actually raise my level quickly, because it's not something that can be done in 1 or 2 days, I should still have enough time if I take it easy for a little. Although it's certain that I will be cornered, the one who will be troubled is Gyuri. Well, seeing from Gyuri, it might be his long-cherished ambition. It's really a troublesome thing. I have the feelings of wanting to move earlier if possible, too. But when it's said whether the feelings are really my feelings or not, it's strange. Because I receive influence in mind, my way of thinking now is a little different from before. I don't think that it's bad, though. Even if my thought changes, it's unchanged that I am me. However, the feelings of troublesome and the feelings of it's necessary to do it mixed and become a little complicated state of mind. Moreover, in my case, the ruler skill's influence and the influence of eating mother both became at the same time. Both come. When did she eat mother? What? Especially the influence of eating mother is huge. Well, this was assumed when I have started eating it, so let's think that it's a necessary cost. I don't remember that. Whatever. However, when the sun sets, it's really pitch black all around. Because I have night vision, I don't have any problems, but when there's no light, it becomes this dark, huh? I understand well how Japan, where there's street light properly, is bright. Because I have been in the labyrinth all this time, it is the night that I experience for the first time in my life. Somehow, I'm a little excited. Should I sleep out in the open air today? It's the precious first time outside. Let's taste the outside night. If it's inside the labyrinth, there was no day and night. My base is still in the labyrinth. I can return any time with transfer. So now, with the feeling of going out, the real pleasure of travel, a stay. With such feeling, I prepare for camping. I'm making a simple home with the thread. And when I'm doing so, space perception. Something is transferring here. Crap. I've seen this beautiful tremor of space once. The man who appears crossing the space. The armor that looks like it's combined with the slim body. The black that dyes the whole body. The one who appeared is, as expected, Administrator Gish. It's early. I have not prepared mentally. Because I don't know the different world language, conversation is impossible. In the first place, I can't talk. Nothing. Seriously, what should I do? I can't win if we fight. As for escaping, it's useless if the opponent uses transfer. If the opponent has transfer. Speaking frankly, the moment when this guy feels it, my life ends. Then, I have no choice but to prepare myself for the worst. After Gish stared at me silently for a while, he let out a big sigh. Can this be understood? Unexpectedly, I hear a voice that sounded in my head directly, like the voice of heaven. Moreover, I hear it in Japanese properly. I nod silently. I interfered with the translation function of the skill that D made. With this, my telepathy will be heard as your language, and your words will also be heard as my language here. I see. Such thing can be done. If I make use of it, can I translate at any time? By the way, I'm executing this function by force. Because it's not the function of the original skill, it's difficult for you to execute it. Is that so? That's a regret. Well then, I will convey my matter that I came today. I want you to stop the actions that you said just now and don't cause any troubles for the humans from now on. Although it's better than being killed without questioning, as expected, you came to stop me. I've heard about your circumstances roughly from D. I will apologize obediently for involving you by the circumstances of the world here. I'm sorry. On top of that, I want you to not get involved any further about this world. I understand it well that it's an impudent wish. I also understand why you were raising such actions, and based on that, I came to request like this. Oh dear, that person is a gentleman more than I imagined. You're terribly poor. Isn't this the feeling that I will be attacked without questioning even if I decline? Were you threatened by D? Could you give me an answer? When you come sincerely like this, it might be better for me to answer you properly. Because when the other party is D, my feelings were red, so it was quite easy. But it's been a long time to tell my words to another person with my own will. Isn't this the first time in my life? I'm starting to get nervous now. I will refuse it. After spending a lot of time and finally speak, Yorishitode's become silent with a serious look. My heart throbbed, in various meanings. I have a feeling that my life was shortened just by saying a word. No matter what? The pondered Gish asked me to make the last confirmation. I return it with a nod. Oh, she actually said I will refuse it. So she figured out how to talk. That's right, because Gish isn't reading his mind. He's allowing her to speak to him somehow. I don't know, whatever. Um, I see. Gish looks up at the sky. In the view of a person of a different world, does the thing that I'm doing looks funny? Gish wrinkle up his eyebrows and ask. The face seems to cry, is exhausted, and is suffering, but it was the face of a man who resolved himself to still continue walking. I can't answer the question, because it's other people's affairs. However, I can say only this. You should do what you want to do. After all, it's like that. Move forward through the path that oneself believes in. That's the only thing that can be done to the question that has no correct answer. I see, you're right. Gish muttered after looking surprised. Then I will do what should be done by me. However, D has given me a warning about you. I won't harm you for a while. However, please remember, if the thing that you are doing has a conflicting end to me, I will stand in your way. I'm sure of it. But if possible, I pray that it won't happen. I will leave this at this much today. Farewell. Like that, Gish left with transfer. Oh shit. I mean, she's not gonna kill anybody unless they go after her. So if he can just kind of convince them to not fuck with her, then all is well. Unless she kind of goes around and kills all of the animals, causing great hunger. That would be bad, wouldn't it? It'd be kind of bad.